What's up, everybody? It's your favorite crypto cowboy, the crypto cowboy, the crypto abstract himself. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. How is everybody feeling? Today is February 3rd, 9 p.m. as usual, on this beautiful crypto night, crypto evening. Another day for another dollar. Folks, how's everybody feeling? Let's pump up this chat today. Let's see these questions. Let's see your feelings. How y'all feeling on this beautiful crypto night? The market is acting super erratic. Everyone is getting super nervous. People are shitting their pants. People need toilet paper. It's very stinky in the room, but also the market is recovered. For those that don't know me, my name is Abstract. I've helped thousands of people in the crypto community learn how to make money in crypto, learn what crypto is, learn how to use crypto in their every single day life. I eat, breathe crypto 24 hours. If you know me, you know crypto is my life. And for those that don't know me, I built a community on Discord called the Inner Circle Discord. It's a community where people can come together, people can learn crypto, people can trade ideas about crypto, people could get exclusive market analysis from me, exclusive market calls from me, and literally is a place that people can lock in and learn crypto. And if crypto is you, then the Discord is for you. And the link is in the bio. The Inner Circle invite is down there, and you can subscribe to the Discord and you can come join us so we can all win together, folks. So let's dive right into the market, guys. It's been a crazy, hectic from yesterday to today. As we all know, market dumped like crazy yesterday, but then also this morning we are already recovering over here. We looking actually kind of pretty good, to be honest with you. But let's deep dive into the news, man. So Bitcoin dominance nears a 4-year high. Okay, 4-year high, literally. If we look at Bitcoin dominance, let's take a look right quick. Bitcoin dominance is literally at a 4-year high, guys. And the craziest part is, right, with that recovery of altcoins, it's almost starting to feel like it's getting very close to Bitcoin dominance being overexhausted. Okay, because like we always know in charts, guys, things can only go so high and things can only go so low. So for me, this is starting to feel like maybe the beginning of an altcoin season. Now, obviously, it's still too early to say that, but at the end of the day, this was a very crazy wick up on Bitcoin dominance, shooting all the way to about 64%. Right now, we are about 61%, guys. So we are looking very, very strong in that aspect. Bitcoin is looking very, very strong, right? But on the flip side, at the end of the day, when altcoin season starts, and in any chart, right, when you have a top, you usually have a very long wick and it doesn't sustain. So right now, there's a lot of potential here. And one could argue that what we are starting to see is the peak for Bitcoin dominance, which would be great, guys. That would be, my fault. The beginning, it would be the peak for Bitcoin dominance and the potential start of the actual altcoin season. And the reason why I say that is because the way that the market reacted yesterday, guys, we were clearly oversold. Very easy buying opportunities, very easy DCA opportunities for people who wanted to build positions, people who hadn't had positions before in the market and wanted to open up a position. Now last night was actually your chance to get into the market. And also in other news, right? The market rebounded because Trump put holds on the Canada and Mexico tariffs. Okay, and it seems as though that negotiations went down today in the morning, and Canada and Mexico will be reinforcing the borders with more troops, and basically they all came to an agreement. And basically, this is all just part of, it's the art of the deal, right? And basically, using leverage and making these other countries, right, do what Trump kind of wanted. So the market had reacted initially because of the tariffs, and it was starting this kind of like bad blood between bordering countries. So the market kind of reacted a certain way, very nasty reaction. But now it almost feels as though everything is back to normal. And it's kind of crazy how sentiments, and we always talk about this, sentiments change so fast in the market. I mean, yesterday we were just in the shitter. Everybody was scared. Everyone was running for their life, scrambling. I'm getting text messages all over the place. I'm getting phone calls from people saying, yo, man, I don't know if I could take this dump anymore. And I just had to talk some sense into people, man. Sometimes, I had to talk some sense into people. I had to tell people, like, hey, man, like, we're still in February. Bull runs end typically at the end of the year. I mean, that can change, but bull runs typically end a year and a half after the bull run. I mean, the Bitcoin halving, right? So it's almost like, I had to talk some sense to some friends and family, because it's like, I know the dump yesterday was so catastrophic. People were shitting the bed. People were very nervous. And it's like, when times like this happen, you guys got to understand that it would be different if we were all the way in October right now and markets dumping like this. Then I would actually be worried. And at that rate, I would actually probably be like, maybe it is time to get out of the market, because we are just dumping too much. That's the reality. We were dumping a little too much. So, but we're still so early. We're in February. I mean, we're in the first month of a crypto presidency. They're talking about reserves, Bitcoin reserves, and putting Bitcoin on the balance sheet and everything. So it's like, at the end of the day, sometimes we gotta step away from the charts. For those who are super invested in the market, sometimes we have to step away from the charts, go touch some grass, go lay in a field, a field somewhere, go touch some grass, close your eyes, look at the stars, just look at the stars, think about life a little bit, and turn off the charts. You don't gotta be looking at the charts all the time. You know that life is not just crypto. You can go look at you can go do other things to take your mind off of what's going on. Okay, so at the end of the day, we all know that in bull runs, the market can correct 50%, no problem. And I know that Bitcoin isn't correcting as much as some of these other coins, but at the end of the day, it is not shocking to see the market correct as much as it did. Okay, with the intention of later going to the moon even higher. Okay, guys. So that's just something that I do want you guys to keep in mind. Okay. In other news as well, U.S. Senator hints Trump's latest executive order could mean the U.S. buying Bitcoin. So Trump signed an executive order directing the government to create a sovereign wealth fund, with industry advocates and at least one lawmaker suggesting that the action could lead to the government acquiring Bitcoin. So in my eyes, this is one of the big steps to actually create that Bitcoin reserve that Trump has been talking about for a long time. And one thing I've noticed, that whatever President Trump says, he's most likely not bullshitting. He's been right to the T. Everything he's been saying, he's been doing. So I'm assuming that if he says that he's going to make the U.S. the capital of crypto, then that means business. He means business when he's saying that. So I'm assuming that, and it's just that thing, right? The market's dumping. Why sell right now in what is probably the first quarter of the bull run? Because the market's reacting crazy because of a little bit of news. It's like, guys, things can change so fast, right? Sentiments change so fast. And I always emphasize that always remember, today's price is not tomorrow's price. Today's feelings is not tomorrow's feelings. And a prime example of that is the fear and greed index, right? So in the past, yesterday was the first time that we've seen fear on the fear and greed index, right? And as we all know, one easy strategy people do, by the way, and this is a strategy I want to give to you guys as well, just buy when the fear and greed index shows fear. That some people actually do that. all they do is buy when there is fear in the fear and greed index, and all they do is sell when there is greed. And right now, it's interesting because we fell as low as a 44 score on the fear and greed index, and already today we're already back to a 72. Very weird, very, very weird. So to me, and the reason why this correlates to what we're saying is because the market recovered so well. Okay, the market recovered very well. I mean, look at this wick on ETH. I mean, ETH went all the way down to 2150 and is already back to 2845 in one wick. I mean, on a weekly, that's ridiculous. On the daily, like, bro, ETH really closed in the green. Like, you can't make this stuff up. ETH really closed in the green on a daily candle. I mean, it moved literally about $800 in one day and shot back up $800. So it's like the market is moving very erratic. But one thing I do want you guys to keep in mind, right? And this is what I believe right now. And I'm going to make a bold statement here. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that I think what we seen yesterday was the bottom. Okay? That's genuinely what I believe. I believe yesterday, that bottom that we seen on Ethereum, that bottom that we seen on a lot of these coins, I believe that was the bottom. Okay? And what I mean, and to explain a little more about that, I believe that there is most likely going to be a retest of that bottom on a majority of these coins. Now, yes, it is a bottom. I believe that's a bottom. But the issue is that I'm trying to get at is that just because that's a bottom doesn't mean that now it's going to go all the way up now. No, because at the end of the day, the market likes to retest those bottoms, to shake out all those people that maybe got in and are up right now, to shake them out. So it wouldn't surprise me to see the market, playing around a little bit. I'm just drawing over here, whatever. But at the end of the day, there's potential for the market to retest this zone. Okay? To retest this zone, because this zone has held all bull run for ETH. Whereas in Bitcoin, this zone has held on Bitcoin this entire for the past 3 months on Bitcoin, right? So at the end of the day, Bitcoin holding, and this is why I said in the live stream yesterday, I had said that anybody putting it along at these levels, it's a good risk to take. Why? Because the levels held for literally 3-4 months here. So one has to already assume every time it comes here, it's going to hold. And I know sometimes people have hard times believing it because every time you see it dumping, it looks like it's going to go into the furnace. But the reality is we've held every time, guys. Look at this. Every time. It's literally it's like the Bitcoin chart is one of the easiest charts to trade at the moment, to be honest with you. It's because also it is literally the most bullish chart in all of crypto. Everything else looks super weird. I mean, there's certain coins, like I said in the past, that look good, like a Solana, and the title of this video is Solana flipping ETH, and that's going to be the biggest topic of conversation in this video. But beforehand, I just wanted to touch on little things, right, about how Bitcoin holding this level. KRTMA. Bitcoin reach 100K, ETH to reach 100K as well. To reach 3K as well soon. I would like to shout you out yesterday because that was a very good long that you put in yesterday, and I agreed with you because when you put the long in at 92K BTC, I completely agree with you because this is a level that is held. Look at this. Like it literally held like a story as old as time. And this candle's phenomenal. I did not believe, though, that it would be this high, this candle. But we look very good. Honestly, right now, it would not surprise me to see BTC actually go much higher right now. The way that we held that candle And the way that we close the candle all the way up here, I mean, to me, it just speaks bullishness. It really does speak bullishness. But on the flip side, what we do need to understand, and what I was saying in the beginning of the video, is Bitcoin dominance potentially peaking out, guys. Potentially peaking out. And today we have the good old Poland Springs like normal. Trench water. This is the water you use to power yourself through the trenches, because if you are a trader, you have to stay hydrated, okay? Whew. All right. So my thing is, Bitcoin looks phenomenal, but on the flip side, Bitcoin dominance looks phenomenal at the end of the day. I mean, it's 4-year high here. Bitcoin traders are loving this. Bitcoin maxis are loving this. Bitcoin holders are loving this. They're like, you see, this is why Bitcoin is the best and everything else is garbage. Okay, they love stuff like this, man. You know, and it proves, it kind of like proves their point, right? Where it's like, oh, everything else is garbage and Bitcoin's the only thing that matters and everything else is just extra, right? But the reality is, like I keep saying, guys, Bitcoin dominance can only go up so high. I do not believe that it's going to reach the top where it reached in last bull run, which was in December, when it reached all in the realms of 73.63%. I do not believe that Bitcoin dominance is going to reach this high this bull run, only because there's just so much more coins, so much more coins that are taking the share of the market. Whereas before, in previous bull runs, I mean, if you look over here in the 2017 bull run, I mean, Bitcoin at one point controlled 96% of the market, 97% of the market. That means that literally 97% of the market was controlled by Bitcoin. Think about that for a second. That means that nobody else cared about any other coins except Bitcoin. And look at where we are today. And what could be the peak of the Bitcoin dominance? Bitcoin dominance is at 61%. If we start an altcoin season at 61% and it tanks from here, right? The Bitcoin dominance, that means that the control, the share of the entire market Bitcoin has is diminishing bull run after bull run, right? Because if the top of the Bitcoin dominance this bull run is, it reached all the way up here at 64%, then the next bull run, it could easily be, 50%. The peak of the Bitcoin dominance in the next bull run, 50%. So that means that Bitcoin now only holds 50% market share. So that's something you guys have to think about, that Bitcoin dominance is diminishing bull run after bull run, signifying that altcoins are taking more of a lead, more of the market share. The market's getting bigger and eyes are on more places, okay, rather than just the Bitcoin itself. Okay, so one thing to take into account, guys, if the way alts recovered yesterday, we've seen huge recoveries in Dogecoin, we've seen huge recoveries in Solana, okay, huge recovery in ETH, but still on the weekly, still in the red here, okay, on the weekly. Like, and this is why the title of this video is Soul is Flipping ETH, because I truly believe, guys, in this bull run, for the first time, there will be a coin that will flip ETH in market cap, okay? Because we all know, when I say flipping, some people get it confused. Market cap is the most important thing when looking at two different coins, comparing two different coins, okay? The price of a coin is irrelevant, because every single coin has different circulating supplies. Every single coin has different maximum supplies, so supply of coins. So prices are just a number, okay? Market cap means the most, because market cap is the complete total value of that project. And for right now, when we look at the market, we have Solana 106 billion, Ethereum 342 billion, okay? When we look at the Sol ETH chart, this is what is making me feel like that we could potentially, guys, be seeing the biggest flippening, one of the biggest transfer of wealth in crypto with the Solana ETH chart. Okay, even after all this dip, everything, Solana wants to engulf and swallow all of Ethereum's market. Okay, and it's something that could potentially happen because if it doesn't take a genius to look at this chart and realize that Solana is on an upwards trend against ETH and can potentially here, guys, continue destroying ETH. Okay, and one thing to take into account is that all Solana needs is a 3 times price. So if ETH were to stay at this level and Solana were to triple its price, it would legit flip Ethereum. And I feel as though, this is just in my heart what I think. I think if you are a big ETH holder, okay, you should consider, okay, I'm going to talk crazy now. I would consider selling your ETH for Solana. And the reason why I say that is because charts don't lie. People do. Okay? And I'm listening to the charts here. And the chart is telling me that there's a potential here for a massive run for Solana against ETH. Okay? So for people who don't know, all this chart is Solana against ETH. If this chart goes up, that means Solana is gaining value against Ethereum. If this chart dumps, that means that ETH is gaining value against Solana. Okay? So one thing to take into account, a whale is looking at this chart. Whales are eyeing this chart right now, and they're telling themselves, maybe I should be trading my Ethereum for Solana because I want to have more Ethereum, or I want to outperform what I would do if I just held ETH. So there is more profit potential in Solana rather than Ethereum at the moment. Ethereum is lagging behind greatly. And when we look at the numbers, guys, on DeFi Llama, okay, Ethereum at 59 billion, Solana at 10.47 billion, okay? So Solana is 1/6 of the TVL, which is total value locked, of Ethereum. But when we look at volume on Solana, okay, hold on. Volume on Solana, okay, is about 24-hour volume is 9.56 billion. On Ethereum, 8.48 billion. So you mean to tell me, it's something you guys gotta think about. You mean to tell me that Solana, which is 1/6 of the TVL of Ethereum, okay? Solana, who is 1/6, Ethereum's 59 billion in total value locked, and Solana's 10 billion, but Solana's still putting up more volume in 24 hours? Like, think about that for a second, guys. Think about that for a second. Like, there's just like it just seems to me like it just makes no sense that why Ethereum's this high. Like look at this. Ethereum's active addresses for 24 hours was 367,000 addresses. Solana was 4.52 million active addresses. Like, bro, like, do you guys, do you see what I'm saying? Like, Ethereum is worth so much more, but Solana is doing so much more than Ethereum. You know, like, when you, like, all Ethereum has over Solana is literally the TVL. Yeah, there's the stablecoin market cap, and the stablecoin market cap on Solana is less. Fees. Ethereum is producing more fees, but that's only because Ethereum charges more in fees. Okay? Perps volume, Solana is outperforming ETH in perps volume. Um, Look, guys, me personally, I just believe that Solana is just worth so much more than Ethereum at this moment. And everything, all the narratives right now are pointing towards a Solana flipping ETH. Now, whether or not you want to believe it, whether or not, it's okay if you don't want to believe it. It's okay. But the reality is, the numbers are showing that. Everyone is using Jupiter. Like, nobody's using Ethereum. The fees on these platforms, like they're not generating the usage like Solana is generating. Like Solana is generating much more users because you got to think about this. If 4.52, okay, 4.52 guys, 4.52 million active users on Solana right now, okay, and then you have ETH only has 367,000 active users. Look, if I'm not mistaken, that's almost like 13 times more active users on Solana rather than Ethereum. So it just goes to show there's just so much more adoption, so much more people interested right now in Solana over ETH. And people need to be weary and little cautious right now. If you are an ETH OG ETH holder, if you're someone that's holding for the long term and you don't care what price it is, then this is not the conversation for you because you don't care what the price is at. And I respect that. But for somebody who's trading in this bull run, looking at what's going on, and they're trying to maximize their gains, you do what you will. At the end of the day, I'm not a financial advisor, but what I believe is that there is just more gains potential in coins like a Solana over Ethereum. The talk of town is Solana. You have the President of the United States dropping a meme coin on Solana. Everybody is dropping coins on Solana. Solana is proven time and time again that it can handle the load of people, the scalability. Because before, the big narrative before with Solana is, why the hell would I buy Solana? Solana keeps crashing. The network doesn't work. Every other week, the network is broken. Why would I continue to use Solana? And then there was those horror moments where you had the FTX and Solana was linked to FTX. SBF, Sam Bankman-Fried was manipulating markets. And then when FTX went down, Solana went down with it. Solana went all the way to $9. And then now to see the market now and to see how well Solana has recovered and maintained its position in the market, and now all the way up to, I believe, the fifth biggest coin in the market, right behind Tether. Me personally, XRP doesn't deserve to be number 3 because XRP is nowhere near as good as a Solana, just nowhere even close as good as a Solana. So to me, it just makes no sense why XRP should be up here. XRP's been performing this bull run, but this is another topic of conversation. If you are a big XRP holder, you should be really holding Solana rather than XRP. Solana is really what people should be holding because out of this, the top 10 excluding Bitcoin, Solana should be number 2. All day Solana should be number 2. Solana is really putting in that work. Nick S said, "Def agree. Solana can flip ETH. Don't love how centralized it is, but man, to be honest, the decentralized aspect don't matter since Bitcoin BTC fill that role anyway." And the thing is that's interesting about what you brought up is that one thing that I've come to realize over the past years is that the real like OGs in crypto, we care about decentralization, and if something is centralized, and if something if we have our like we care about there's no controlling entity, and we're the only ones that have access, because with centralized blockchains, guys, we obviously know that there is a sense of control from that big company or the organization behind that coin. There is control, right, over that blockchain. But it's that trilemma, right? The trilemma that's always, and that's why it's called a lemma, trilemma, right? It's a dilemma, and it's three things, which is security, scalability, and decentralization. So security, scalability, and decentralization. And the trilemma is that because you can only have two of the three. You can't have all three. It's at least till this point we've realized that it's impossible to have all three. So what is Ethereum? Ethereum is security and decentralization, but lacks scalability. Bitcoin, security, decentralization, but lacks scalability. Solana, security, scalability. Oh wait, sorry, I'm over here confusing it over here. Bitcoin is security, decentralization, but lacks scalability. Solana, security, scalability, but doesn't have decentralization because Solana is centralized at the end of the day. XRP, same thing. Security, scalability, but doesn't have decentralization. Okay, same thing goes for like a BNB, but like certain coins like Cardano, Cardano decentralized security, but no scalability. Okay, and that's what and so every coin has its little things, its little caveats, and its pros and cons. And to go back to Nick S's statement about centralization and decentralization, you have to start to realize that the average retail investor doesn't care if a project is centralized or decentralized. He genuinely does not care. You know what he cares about? He cares about if he can use this project, and if the fees are going to be 1 penny for him to swap to this meme coin, for him to buy this NFT. All he cares about is that it's fast. He can click the button. He can pay a super cheap gas fee, and it's not eating away at his money, and he can get the job done. He can get the trade done, and that's that. Because the problem is when you have something like Ethereum, yeah, you got decentralization, cool, security, but there's no scalability. Fees are $30 for a swap. Who's trying to pay? How does it even make sense if you on Ethereum, and I'm a person who has over $15,000 in fees that I've paid on the Ethereum network, okay? And I just can't believe that us in last bull run in 2021 actually put up with that, because actually put up with those $50 gas fees, those $70, $100, $200, $300 gas fees, just because we were making money. And that at this point now, that's just unacceptable. And people are just not going to accept that anymore. People don't want to even hear about, people don't even care about Ethereum because they're not trying to pay no $50 gas fee. Like, at the end of the day, back in the day, we literally accepted that because we were making money, and that's what we all knew. That's all we knew. But now we don't have to do that anymore. Now we have way better alternatives, like a Solana. Because on Ethereum, if you have $10 and you're trying to swap this $10 into a stable coin, so you want $10 of ETH and you want to swap it to $10 of USDC, you would end up paying $60 gas fee. So how does it make sense that I'm trying to swap is $10, but yet I need to pay 6 times the value of that just in a fee that you're never going to get back, that's going to validators, etc., miners, when there was miners, etc. Like, you see what I'm saying? So it just doesn't make sense, So I just think that it does get to a point where we have to realize that certain chains are going to be meant for certain things, and that's fine. We don't need one chain to do it all. We're in crypto. There's so many different projects. We can use Solana for its speed and security and scalability. And then we can use Bitcoin for its decentralization because we know that Bitcoin is fully decentralized. Bitcoin, at the end of the day, no one is touching your Bitcoin. But one could argue that someone could touch your Solana in terms of the organization. Say you are a criminal, okay? And say you've laundered millions of dollars into Solana. I'm pretty sure that Solana organization can go and freeze your souls. Okay, that's something to take into account. But the average person is not going to think about that, okay? Because the average person is not a criminal. So the average person is not worried about if Solana is going to freeze their account, because why the hell would Solana freeze their account? There's no reason to. So that's my point. It's like, who cares about centralization, decentralization? You use it for when you need it with chains that enable that, right? Me, I'm trading on Solana all day. I don't care. But at the end of the day, my main bag, my main crypto holdings will always remain in Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin, at the end of the day, I know no one's ever gonna touch that. And I'm not a criminal, but I know no one's ever gonna touch that. It's always gonna be in that wallet. No one can ever get into that wallet. Only the person who knows the seed phrase. Okay? So that's something that I do want you guys to take into account. Okay? Now, in other news, one thing I do want to just touch on is that, like I said, guys, and just to close up on the Sol flipping ETH, I believe that Sol will flip ETH this bull run. Believe it or not, but I do believe for the rest of this bull run, mark my words, and I'm going on a limb, say this, for the rest of the bull run, Ethereum is going to struggle for the rest of this entire bull run. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to pass all-time highs, whatever, but it will struggle against Solana for the rest of the bull run because there is literally nothing that the ETH Foundation can do in the next 10 months that is going to solve its scalability problem. Okay? Because if ETH was going to solve its scalability problem, it would have been done a year or 2 years ago in the bear market. When everyone was building in the bear market, it seems like Solana was building more than Ethereum in the bear market. Okay? Because there's nothing that ETH is going to do that's going to fix their scalability problem. There's just not enough time. In the bull run, there's only a limited amount of time. In the bull run, right now, we only have, technically speaking, we only have 9 to 11 more months left in the crypto bull run. It is what it is. And people are just going to have to accept that there's only a certain amount of time in this bull run. So for all the ETH maxis out there who are like, ETH is going to go to the moon, da da da, cool, I hope it does go to the moon. But they're not going to solve the problems that y'all hope that are going to be solved. Like Vitalik and all this talked about ETH sharding, all this stuff. I don't see any of it. I've been talking about ETH sharding for like 3 years. I don't see any ETH sharding going on. Let's be realistic here. For real, let's put it all on the table. You guys all in the chat notice that Ethereum been talking about this for years, but nothing's been fixed. And now they scrambling here talking about a Petra hard fork and it's going to bring upgrades to the chain. Please, man. These folks been gassing. These folks been hyping people up, chatting people's ears up, talking about they going to do upgrades, this, that, and the third. That's why they falling behind. Now, I'm not saying that ETH's not going to reach all-time highs. Yeah, ETH could reach all-time high. But the problem is ETH going to reach that $15,000, that $20,000 like we thought it was going to reach this bull run? Probably not. Probably not, to be honest with you. And reason being, there's just no adoption there. No money is being transacted on there. And people will continue, I promise, for the rest of this bull run to not be transacting on Ethereum like you think they would. There's only certain sectors in Ethereum that could potentially do well in this bull run, like the NFT sector. There's a potential for that to do its thing because the NFTs, the major NFTs we all know, live on Ethereum. Okay? The CryptoPunks of the world, the Bored Apes of this world. We all know those live on Ethereum. Pudgy Penguins, those live on Ethereum. Solana doesn't have the number one NFTs. But also that narrative can change too. Because all it takes is this Illuminati of crypto to be like, we gonna make a new big NFT and it's gonna be on Solana. I'm just saying. In the chat, we got some KRTVMA saying February and March are usually strong, very strong monthlies for ETH. If ETH fails in these 2 months, I will take profits and okay, more capital to better investments. Look, I just say like this, and this is what I said before. Anybody investing in ETH, what you really need to be looking at is the ETH Sol chart. That's all you need to be looking at. You don't even need to look at the price of Sol, the price of ETH. All you need to look at is the Solana Ethereum chart. Because if this chart starts mooning, why the hell would anybody hold Ethereum? It's not even about the price of Ethereum, because if this chart starts mooning, then that means that Solana has more profit potential than Ethereum. That means that Solana is overperforming Ethereum. Ethereum is falling behind, guys. I'm telling you, man. You know, and this is why I say, don't marry your bags. At the end of the day, you're never locked into a trade in this world. You can get out of a trade whenever you like. I don't care if you bought Ethereum 100 years ago or 2 days ago. You don't have to be married to a bag. If you feel like this trade could be better somewhere else, cut your losses while you still can, because I've done that numerous times before, and I had to learn that lesson the hard way. Sometimes you got a better trade somewhere else, but you consistently are married to those bags because you believe in it so much, and it hinders your feelings. It hinders your logical thinking. You can't think logically because you become so invested in that bag. But then you soon come to realize that what you should have bought, say in this example, you hold Ethereum and you see Solana keeps mooning, and you're like, oh no, that's gonna end. No, Ethereum he's gonna do its thing. Ethereum's gonna do its thing. Ethereum's such a good project. It's been here since 2016. It has a Vitalik. You know, there's so much TVL. There's so much money in Ethereum. You know, that's why Ethereum is the shit. Yeah, but just because we saying that doesn't mean that it's true. Because it's easy to fool yourself into believing something that you know it's not true. The data and the charts show it, and we have to listen to the charts. Okay? And the thing is that we have to listen to the charts also, because the charts don't lie. People lie. So right now, the way I see it is that there's just so much more potential with Solana. And if Solana's chart against ETH continues this way, guys, there is no telling where it's going to go. Okay? But I'm going to leave you guys on that note. I really appreciate everybody for popping up to the live stream today and letting me rant and talk my shit. I really love you guys a lot, man. I really appreciate you guys. Tomorrow we're going to be back here 9 p.m. sharp as usual, so we can talk our crypto. And as we all know, in the crypto market, these past ever since Trump got elected, it's like every day there's a new story. Every day there's a new coin pumping. Every day there's something going on. But one thing I just want to leave you guys with is that I do believe that dump that happened yesterday is the bottom it is the bottom. And I feel like at some point soon, we should retest those bottoms. Okay? I think those bottoms will hold because when you look at every RSI, we're all oversold yesterday, greatly oversold, and we look really good right now. and we're preparing for super leg ups in the next month. At least we're preparing for super great profit opportunities here. Okay, so all I'm gonna say is that, like I said, I'm gonna repeat, yesterday I believe was the bottom for these coins. Great opportunity to DCA so we can make money in the future. Okay, and remember, when this market gets stressful, go outside, go touch some grass, go watch some Netflix, go kiss your partner, and stop looking at these charts 24 hours, okay? And like I always say, guys, don't do drugs, don't do anything I wouldn't do. Stay positive, and another day, another dollar. Peace, everybody.